So I'm going to read you this book today, The Koala Who Could, and it's written by Rachel Bright. Have any of you got this book at home? Maybe borrowed it from the library before, or you might have read this book, The Lion Inside, which is also written by Rachel Bright as well. And again, she has lovely illustrations by Jim Field. And I'm going to read you the blurb, and the blurb says, "Meet Kevin." This is Kevin. A koala who likes to keep things the same, exactly the same. But when change comes along, uninvited one day, Kevin discovers life can be new and wonderful. Let's see. Kevin likes to keep everything exactly the same. But when change comes along, he discovers that it's actually not that bad. In a wonderful place, at the breaking of dawn, where the breezes were soft and the sunshine was warm, a place where the creatures ran wild and played free, a koala called Kevin clung to a tree. You've probably noticed this is a rhyming book. See if you can anticipate what the rhyming word will be. I'll leave a little gap for you to fill it in. A nicer grey fellow you never would meet, as soft as a soft thing from ear tufts to feet. His favourite way to relax in the sun was to cling and to nap and to munch a leaf bun. He was terribly good at all these three things. Yes, Kevin was king of the staying still kings. So he just liked to do those three things. Okay, that's all he liked to do, and he was very, very good at it. You see, high up was safe since he liked a slow pace, while the ground down below seemed a frightening place. Too fast and too loud and too big and too strange. Nope, Kevin preferred not to move, nor to change. So just keep those three things the same. Doesn't want anything to change. So he clung to his tree as he knew how to do, and was never too keen to try anything new. So when Wombat stopped by and shouted one day, "Hey, Kevin, why don't you come down here and play?" I think, he replied, "I should stay on my plant. I'm busy right now. No, I'm sorry, I can't." So he doesn't even want to go and play with the other animals, because that would mean that he was doing something different. "Why not?" cried the Roos, who liked the idea. "Yes, why?" called the Dingoes. "You've nothing to fear." But Kevin, who wasn't the do things quick sort, said, "I've clinging to do, but thanks for the thought." So he's good at clinging, he just wants to cling. As Kevin sat watching them chatter and share, a part of him wished he could join in down there. But he knew he'd miss home in the dark and the late. The whole thing was risky adventure, could wait. Whatever the invite, he'd always say no. Oh dear, it seemed Kevin just couldn't let go. And if we look back at this page, he's always thinking the worst. He's always thinking, oh, if I do come down from my tree, oh, I might end up in a crocodile's mouth, or I might get really wet and miss home and be scared of the dark. And he can't think of what maybe might happen that would be a good thing if he made a change. So his life was the same, no matter the day. The weeks came and went, and the months rolled away. And Kevin stayed still while the world moved around, until he woke to a worrying sound. Tap, tap. The sound went, well, this was a blow. Tap, tappity, tap, 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 tap. Oh no. What do you think the woodpecker is doing to Kevin's tree. Let's find out. Uncling, the crowd called, that had gathered below. Leap and we'll catch you, just let go. But Kevin was scared. Let go! No, I shan't. Look, here's the woodpecker and he's pecking at the tree and he's making a dent in the tree and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I won't, clinged on Kevin. Oh dear, and as the tree's starting to fall, ow! Down came the tree with a cracking and pinging, crash and a wallop, with Kevin still clinging. Kevin, he carefully opened one eye and looked up at the love staring down from the sky. Then one claw by one claw he slowly unclung. He felt springy and light and happy and young. So his tree, where he feels really safe, has fallen down, but all his friends were there to help him back up. And he's realising it's not so bad to come down from the tree. The worst he could think of had now come to pass. So the worst thing that could have happened was losing that home, and he was just fine. Why, he felt quite first class. So when Wombat held out a most welcoming paw, Kevin, he didn't hold back anymore. When Dingo asked, "Now will you come out to play?" the crowd all joined in with a "What did you say?" And even though this wasn't part of his plan, Kevin replied, "Yes, I think I can." And Kevin from then on was always can do. Because life can be great when you try something new. They're just two of the other books that this author has written. I really love that book because when you feel like there's something that you can't do, it seems too hard, you're too scared, a little bit like the other book that I've read today on the blog, Me and My Fear. If you give things a go, you can surprise yourselves. If you try something new, it can be quite surprising how good you might find it or how much you might enjoy it. I really enjoyed that book, and we will be reading it in class this week, so we'll look forward to reading it to some of you in person.